Okay, sorry for the interruptions. Okay, the hazard means it is in a danger or a risk. Okay, how to remove this risk or how we need to handle this electricity, that we will discuss today's webinar session. Okay, so first of all, for this we need to find out what's the difference between, we have to know about what's the difference between the electrical and electronics. So generally the electrical devices or the electrical, we says that by using of that we can generate power. Electricity is generated, which convert the electrical energy into any other form of energy. But this circuit doesn't have any decision making. But in the electronics, the flow of electrons, so whatever the energy is generated in the electrical, that will be flow. That is, electrons are moving. That is called as an electronics. In electronics, we have a decision making system. Okay, for example, the oven is there. For operating this oven or a hardware, we need a power. Okay, any kind of the hardware, we need to work on that. We need some power, energy. So, but it is giving that energy is supplied throughout the time period. But we cannot having any provision to control on it. So for that only we go for the next part is an electronics one. So by using of the circuit, we can control our work. If the work is finished, then that will be indicated for us the work is finished. Then only we can switch off our power. We save our energy. So that's the difference, major difference between electrical and electronics. Okay, both are in interconnected only. So without electrical, we can't do any process in electronics. Without the electronics, we can't use in the electrical powers. Okay, so the electricity, it's nothing but a movement of free electron between the atoms. So the related, major related term of the electricity is current. This everyone is knows, the movement of electrical charges, we call it as a current. Resistance is the opposition of the current flow. This is also to be needed. If there is no resistance at all, then all the wires and every functions with fired. Okay, the voltage means the measure of electrical force, how much of the force or the current flow, that will be measured in terms of voltage. So by all these three parameters or the basic parameters which is involved in the electricity. Okay, so passing the electrical charges, while passing the electrical charges, we need a conductor. So conductor, what does meant by the conductor? It is in a substance, just like a metal, okay, the which has a very little resistance. Then only the electric charges will flow smoothly. Okay, insulator means it is also in a substance, such as a wood and all, which have high resistive power. Ground, it's necessary for conductive connections to the earth. So whenever we should all the our household properties also, everything is to be grounded. If it is a proper grounding, then the excess of voltage or the current, that will be passes through the ground, or otherwise it passes our human body. Our body, it's like a resistance. Okay, it's a closed circuit part, so which act as a productive measured unit, the grounding. Okay, electrical hazard. What is the electricity? So these are the following topics in this presentations, which will cover the following content. First one is electrical hazards. In that, what is electricity? That is over and improper. Due to the improper grounding, what are the dangers or the risk we have? And expose electrical part. If the electrical part is open, then what happens? Inadequate of wiring, many number of wires in a single place, then what happens? Damage insulation, overloaded circuit, damage to tool and equipment. If you are using the tool itself, it is damaged, then what kind of the precautions we will take care by using of this damaged tool? Then wet conditions, if the environment is very wet, then how to handle that electrical devices? Then the overhead power line, more powers, sometimes unwanted or high voltage will occur, then in that cases how to prevent that problem. So these are the things, the prevention, these are the problem, and how these problems are prevented by using of this following topics. This is the personal protective equipment is there, and inspection tools and cords. Regularly we are monitoring the tools and cords, if it is working accurately or there is no damage at all. Then another one is ground fault circuit interrupt, that is GFCI. Then lockout and tag out. These are the preventions methods we have to taken into account for protecting ourselves from the electrical hazards. Okay, so what does means the hazard means? It's any potential or actual threat to the well-being of the peoples or machinery or environment. So any of the problem, any of the challenges or vulnerability, that is called as hazards. Electrical hazard safety means taking the precautions to identify and control the electrical hazards. How we take a precautions to handle this electricities. Why know about it? What is the need for knowing all these things? Because we want to take a necessary precautions from the injury or death or fire or property damage. So to avoiding these cases, we want to know about something about the electrical hazards, or we need a course or awareness about how to handle the electrical hazards. Okay, risk. How do you respond to the electrical incidents when the electrical shock? It's we come across a person is receiving electrical shock. Then what are the things we need to taken care of it? If possible, you can disconnect the electrical supply. Okay, if it is in a low voltage, then you go and remove the plug point from that tool which where it is connected. Okay, so if it is possible only, it is not a necessary one. If it is in a high supply, then don't touch the person. If you are touching the person, then the same electricity will be passed on our body also, because it is act in the closed circuit. எப்பவுமே current pass ஆகுது, the current is passes around the closed circuit. Okay, so assess the situations and never put yourself at a risk. At any cost, you don't to come across, or you also come into the risk, means who will revoke on that. So it is a problem also that. So emotionally for putting the help, we not think that after touching him or somebody's that electrical supply will passes to our body also, that we know very well for the normal time period. But the occasionally the electrical shock is occurred by our friend and all, we are not come in, these are the ideas are not come into our mind. Immediately we give the help to that particular person. So if you go for under a risk, then don't do like this type of help. Okay, so take precaution to protect yourself and anyone else in the vicinity. So who are around that places, you take care of those peoples, protect them in that particular electrical shock. Apply the first aid principle. If you know very well, then you can apply the first aid process. Assess the injury and move the casualty to the safe area. Depends upon the injury limit, you can safeguard your that particular person or to move from that particular area. Administrate administer first aid if trained. If you are trained already, you know very well, then you go for first aid treatment, or otherwise you call them for the medical attention. Okay, you go for the medical attention. And what are the type of injuries are there due to the electrical problems? So some the major part of the injuries are burn, shock, and then fall. Okay, falls. So this we call it as a be safe. So any one of them are touching the board, and then we says that be safe, be safe. What is be safe? The abbreviation of the be safe is burn, then electrocution, electric caution, then shock, arc flash or arc blast, fire, explosion. Okay, this is be safe. In electrical persons, we or the operators, the equipment operator, we says that the be safe is nothing but burn, electrocution, electric caution, shock, arc flash and arc blast, fire, explosions. Okay, what is meant by burn? Most common shock related injury is burn. Okay, three type of electrical burns are there. One is electrical, arc flash, or a thermal contact. In these three cases, our skin is burned. Then electrocution means is a fatal, meaning is to kill with electrical shock. Electrical shock nala orthar irandu porarna, then it is called as the electrocution. So result, when the human is exposed to the dangerous amount of electrical energy, then we called it as a electrocution. Okay, shock means the body, it's become part of the electrical circuit, so it does reflect the response to passing of the electrical current. Shock varudhu appadina, our body is responds the electricity or electric circuit. Our body is the electric circuit, so which responds the electricity. Okay, so energy, so reflect response to passing of electric current through the body. Arc flash or arc flashes, sudden release of electrical energy. How it is to be defined? Sudden release of electrical energy through air when a high voltage gap exists and there is a breakdown between the conductor. If you have a two conductor or in any voltage gap is there, in that gap through the air, the electrical suddenly it release the electrical energy, that is called as arc flash. இது வந்து sometimes we notice that in some rainy time and all, we are noticing that our electrical post and all, the arc flash is there. So whenever the high electrical energy is flows in the air, then it's we called it as a arc flash or arc blast. Gives off the thermal radiation. In that time, it gives the heat radiation, thermal radiations, and bright instant light that can causes the burn. Okay, in that time, how much amount of the temperature is that? Means very high temperature, it is a very high temperature, it released it. It is in the range of 35,000 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, what are the levels of effort of current? Our body, it's managed, means if your AC current is 1 milliamps, then slight tinkling sensations ஏதோ ஒன்று போற மாதிரி தெரியும். Okay, 2 to 9 milliamps means small, you can notice that some shock is there, so small shock. This most of them are realized in the grinder and some of the mixie. We on the mixie or the grinder, if it is in a wet location, so then we can realize that the small shock is there. So in that cases, our house, the connections are not properly, earth is not given properly. So in that cases only we can realize that some of the shock is there. So when we realized, means it delivered 2 to 9 of milliamps. If it is 10 to 24, then the muscle contract causing to you to freeze. So 10 to 24 milliamps, your muscles are contracted and you become very freeze. Okay, 25 to 74 milliamps, your respiratory systems, the respiratory muscles can become paralyzed, pain and exist burning. It is often visible. Some of the cases it's not to be visible. So 75 to 300 milliamps, it's usually a fatal. So it is going to a dead ventricular fibrillations and entry and exits wound visibles. நிறைய இடத்துல வந்து அந்த wound தெரியும். Okay, so greater than 300 means almost it is death. இதுல தான் வந்து என்ன சொல்வாங்கன்னா கருகிடுது அப்படின்னு சொல்வாங்க. அந்த burn, the body is fully burned and it's become a very black in structure. So these are the ranges of our body consumes, how much it precautions, the limit of the precautions we will take. So if it is 9 millivolt, then it is a tolerable one, and after that it created more problem. Okay, what should you do in an electrical emergency? For a low voltage electricity, if it is greater than 50 volt for AC and 110 volt for DC, then just you remove the electrical supply, and then you can use CPR. It's a circuit breaker. So CPR one, and then call emergency number on site. Okay, so this you can take a steps on that. If your voltage is very high, electricity which is greater than 1000 volt, then call emergency number. Don't go near to casually. Don't go near, and don't touch the casualty or try to free them with anything. Okay. And then electricity is the invisible one. This in itself make it dangerous. It has a great potential to serious injury or a kill. Okay, so that much of important is that the company has a duty of care to its employee and contractor. So if any contractor is working under giving the electricity, then the company is responsible, taking all the responsibility of employees. Everyone is exposed to electrical hazard. Everyone should know about the awareness about the electrical hazards, not just the electrician. And report all the electrical shock and near fail to notice. If any electrical shock is there, better you can inform to the particular person, or you can rectify it immediately. Okay, can you protect yourself from the electricity? Yes, sure. Don't wear a metal object. So how you can protect yourself from the electricity? Don't wear a metal object, and turn power off while doing some repairing part of the electrical equipment. Before doing repairing operations, you switch off your power supply. Then wear appropriate clothes. Don't touch a live part, and don't install or repair the electrical equipment. If you are not knowing anything in that, then don't take repairing conditions. You call them a person for a familiar person, and you give it them. You assign that work to them. Use quality person. Then only this kind of the hazards, or we are preventing this kind of the hazards. Then clean and dry leads and plug before use. Before you using it, you can clean your leads and plugs. And then you can use a personal protective equipment, like a tester, and you can test it whether the current is passes or not. Before after testing it, only you go for repairing or some sort of work. Okay, what are the other safety measures we are taken care on this? Pay attention to warning the sign. You can use a sign on that. Use a right equipment. Study the operational manual thoroughly. Then take care of extension leads. Use only appropriate extension lamp. Don't pull on lead, and use residential current devices. RCD. What is meant by RCD means it is a safer switch. If any problem is occurred in your power supply, uh, within a 10 to 50 milliseconds, it to prevent the electrical shock, it stop the supply of supplying the power. Automatically it is stopped, which prevents the electrical shock. That's why in our residence, in our home, we are using a safety switches. Okay, all RCD have a test button. So all the RCD, it's having a test button. Once in the 3 months, you can press it. Then only it is in the working condition, or otherwise it's not to function accurately. Okay, if you leave them 1 year as it is, then it cannot to tell that the problem is occurred in the power supply, and it won't prevent a electrical shock and all. So once in the 3 months, you can press the button. You can use it. Okay. It is an automatic press system, but anyway we can manually do it. Then only the switches is in the working condition. Use the proper fuses and circuit breakers. Okay, regular safety inspections, it's to be needed. The electrical equipment, if you are working under the electrical, you are a electrical person, you are doing some electrical works in the in motors and everything. Every day your work is like that, means all the electrical equipment should be checked each and every time before using the defect, before to find out the defects. If not tagged or tag it out of date, then report it and place it out the services, out of service. Okay. Arc welding. What are the electrical shock hazards? Arc welding, it's in a one type of electrical shock hazards and has killed the people in a high risk environment. Everyone is involved need to better understanding the hazards, adopt the sound practices and use appropriate safety devices. So if any shock is there, then the alarm, you can fix the alarm that will give the safety precautions to other person in around the persons. Study and adhere to the code of practices. You should study all the codes for operating the electrical devices. Use safety devices such as manual trigger switches and voltage reduction devices. Under unfavorable conditions, make every effort to improve the control measures. If it is in a rainy time, don't go to touch with any electrical boards. Okay, in the wet conditions, it gives more problem, risky. It's very risk conditions. So you can take more effort on that if it is in a unfavorable conditions. Okay, so electrical hazards are one of the greatest hazard on the construction site. It can actually causes the serious burning on your skin. Okay, so in some of the time it will kill. So electrical hazards, while extremely a dangerous one, and it is it is also be avoidable while you can take a precaution on that. You know very well how to handle it, then you can avoid this dangerous situations. Okay, so I think this webinar will help you to recognize a common electrical hazards. The symbol we are using for this cases for safety and non-safety are right. This tick mark which shows a safe in condition, not safe means this is a symbol is used in the electrical devices. Okay, so the statistical report says that every year the workers is dying from contacting the electrical current. On average, 247 workers is die after contact electrical current, and 124 are construction worker. It is totally 4.5 percentage of our total populations. The construction workers is die for every year, and every day per one person is dying for each and every year throughout our India. Okay, what is electricity? This we already discussed. This is generated by naturally, and also we can made this electricity also. Electricity is also made by man. It is essential to a modern life because here nowadays the vehicles are running with the help of the electricity. So it is essential to in this modern life and taken for granted every day. As a result, so overall this result, all the workers should know about what are the awareness about the electrical hazards, should know about that awareness due to the electrical hazards. Okay, electricity, it's a flow of flows through, electricity flows through conductor. Conductor means the metal, water, and earth, and the human body. Electricity must have a complete circuit or a path to flow. If the circuit is completed, then only the electric current will passes. Man-made electricity consists of energy flow through the copper wire, also called as an electrical current. This is also called it as an electrical current. This electric current is goes to home, business, and construction sites every day from the power stations hundreds of miles away. Okay, this will be passes from the power stations and is passes through the hundreds of miles away. Lightning is an electricity is made by naturally and extremely it is very dangerous. Okay, power entries, power cable, don't touch the power cable, open power cable. And how the electricity is works when electrical tools are working properly, a complete circuit it's maintained between the tool and the energy source. Okay, so from the plug, the current is passes. Okay, and the electricity comes from the outlet on the wall through the wire and then to the shock. Okay, after that we do some mechanical work. So convert this energy into a mechanical energy, then it's do some work. The circuit is to be completed. If it is the circuit is completed, then no issues for the operators. If anything it's not completed or it is open, then in the open circuit it's a problem. Okay, it's a risk. So however, if the tool is damaged, suppose the tool is damaged, then what happens? In this hand itself the current is passes through our body, so it make some problem with our body. Okay, this is called as a shock. The person will be shocked. If you have a defective electrical tool, or a wire or bad outlet or other electrical hazards, you may come in contact with the electrical current. So in that cases only our body it's absorb that electrical current, or otherwise there is no issues at all. When you contact the electrical current, then the result may be dead. Okay, so there are the three main type of electrical injury. One is in a shock and electrocution and then burn. This is also we studied earlier. We discussed in earlier slides. The okay. So the following is in a list of common electrical hazards. It's found on a construction side. Improper grounding, exposed electrical part, inadequate wiring, overhead power line, damaged insulation, overloaded circuit, wet condition, damaged tool and equipment. Okay, so improper grounding. Here it is a properly grounded. This electrical point in this point, this figure shows it is properly grounded. Here also it is properly grounded. A ground is a physical electrical connection to the earth. It's to used to eliminate a unwanted current. Okay. So ground, what is the use of grounding? Grounding, it's in a process, is used to eliminate a unwanted current. A ground is in a physical electrical connection to the earth. This allows the leakage current to dissipate to. If suppose in the usage part, if we have any leakage current, then that leakage current goes through the ground potential. So for that only, all the amplifier design and electronic circuit design, we must give the ground potential. Okay, without a ground the circuit can't to work properly because the leakage current is there. If we are not giving proper grounding, then what happens means it's created the temperature will be increased. In that cases the circuit itself it will damaged and it is not working properly. Okay, this also created some injury to the person who is operating that particular circuit. Electrical equipment must be properly grounded. Grounding reduces the risk of being shocked, burned, or electrocuted. Then when a power tool it's not grounded properly, then the hazardous exits, which cannot be a safely eliminated. The metal part of the electrical wiring system that we touch should be grounded and at a 0 volt. Grounded means it is at a 0 volt. If you contact a defective electrical devices that is not grounded, then the electric current will passes through your body and you realized some shock is there. Okay, the ground pin. So here in this figure, how many pins are there? The three pins are there. One is positive, negative, then another one is neutral. If you are remove that neutral pin, then what happens? If it is not properly grounded, so some leakage current is there. It may damage your equipment, or otherwise it will create a problem to the user. Okay, so this is the way this three pin is to be important. It is available in the plug. If you are removing the single pin, then it is a dangerous one. Never remove the ground pin. The ground pin in a flexible extension cord is designed to return the leakage current, especially in the plug point and all. So the one more ground pin is there. This is a flexible extension cord is there. It's designed to return leakage current back to the ground, which dissipate the leakage current. If an extension cord has a broken ground pin or plug, it may not provide a continuous path to ground. Okay, then in that cases, you corrected it immediately. When you find that pin is not properly available, or it is open, or it is removed, then you can remove the plug and replace it. When you remove the ground pin, you have removed one of the most important safety feature built into the flexible extension cord. Okay, so don't remove this ground pin. Expose the wire. If your wire is exposed, or the terminals are in the open, then it is a very dangerous one. It's create a problem of human body on other person, or the human being, and who are it comes near to this point, then they will suffer. Okay, so if you find out some of the wires are in open terminal, then immediately you can represent that situation to the supervisor. When cover of the electrical panel or equipment or the broken, the circuit is incompleted, so which created a serious assaults. Okay, if it is closed like this, then it is okay. This is also in a problem, because wires are open, it is no, nothing will be closed, packed. Here also it is opened, so these two are the wrong connections. Okay, if in your home we have a circuit breaker. In the circuit breaker, few of the in the electrical panel, few of the circuit breakers are missing, then it is also created a problem. So never use the panel that has exposed the wire. This is a panel, but all the wires are exposed. It is not in the closed point. So these two are the mistake one, wrong one. So any open holes are there, immediately you need to close it, or otherwise it created a electrical hazards. It create a problem. So open, expose the electrical part and or electrical hazards. Opening in the panel box, junction box, and any other electrical box must be closed immediately, must be covered without missing knockout. Okay, outer insulation. You see here in this figure, it is an outer insulation. It is removed. There's some gap is there. So electrical cord must be unbroken. This is a cord, this which we called it as an electrical cord. In the electrical cord, it is broken one. இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா கரெக்டா டச் ஆகல, இங்க வந்து ஒரு கேப் இருக்கு. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி broken ஆயிருந்தா, when the outer insulation pulls away from the plug, the inner wires are exposed. Okay, this can expose the internal wire to cut. In some of the cases, the internal wire may cut. And breakage due to the environmental conditions, because it is open. So somebody has come and use some of the equipments like knife and all, then the wire is automatically it is cut. In that cases, the electric power energy will pass through our body. So the insulation should enter the plug completely. In that cases, you can insulate completely. The plug is completely insulated, covering and protecting the inner wire. Okay, so temporary light, this is a very dangerous one, and everybody is doing this mistake usually. So whenever we are given the connections to the bulb connections in the outer areas, then the temporary lighting has to be done with a safe in mind. This is a wrong one, because here some cello tape, we put a insulation tape here, it is open also. In some of the cases, while coming and touching here, instead of touching the bulb, then what happens? It goes to major problem. Okay, so the light fixtures should be a proper grounded with a cage around the bulb and wire dressed properly. And in the unsafe example, this bulb is exposed and could causes a serious eye injured or cut if it hit by the object. Okay, so this is a very dangerous one. You must always keep safe in the mind while working near the electricity. Inadequate wire. The next one is an inadequate wire. Use a properly rated extension cord. This is in a cord. This is fully closed. The type of number is 14/3. So make sure your power tools are being used with a proper rate of extension cord. This cord is called as extension cord. An electrical hazard exists when the cage of wire is too small for the current will carry a larger. It's too small for the current it will carry. Normally, the circuit breaker is matched to the wire size. Okay. So if your wire thickness is larger, then you can pass a large amount of current. Heavy. If your wire is very thin, it will passes very few amount of current. It is 10 milliamps of current like that. So depends upon the thickness of the cable. That will decided how much of current will passes through that wire. If the wire is very small in the thickness, but we are sending the high power, then what happens? The fire will occur, or melting. The wire may melt and create the problem. Short circuit will be happen. So in short circuit, it is burn, like a burning, firing will. They heat up the wire and burn will happen. Fire, it destroyed our property. Okay, heated wire could causes the fire. So you should know about in that perspective, we should know about the different type of the cable thickness and wires. If it is a very thin, it is 14 AWG. The AWG is a American wire gauge. It's a standard American wire standard. If you want to passes 20 amps of current, then you can use this white. In the white cable, it is mentioned as 14 AWG. AWG is the American wire gauge cages. Okay. 12 25 amps means it is in blue in color, and 30 amps it's a solid standard one and solid one. This standard means multiples of wires are there. The solid wires also you can use it. If it is a 30 amps, then you can use a black one, and pink is 40. So each and every colors we shows the amps. Okay, connect need to reliable. How much current is to be required for operating the particular equipment? Accordingly, you give the connections of the wire. You choose your electrical wires. So to revoke on that, we protecting that major equipment, we use a circuit breaker. In between the equipment and the wire connection, we use a circuit breaker. So whenever the more current is passes in that wire, the circuit breaker is open it, and it safeguard your costlier equipment. Okay. So damaged insulation. Here insulation, the wire is close, but it is damaged. Then don't use this kind of damaged insulation. So insulation prevent conductors from coming in a contact with each other or people. So insulations, it's also protect the wire from getting damaged due to the environment. It will damage the environment, and it's also damage your equipment also. So in some of the cases, while using this kind of the cable, then what happens? It will definitely spoil your equipment and as well as the environment conditions. Okay, when insulation is damaged, it exposes the metal part may become energized. If a live wire is inside to touch them, then what happens? It automatically the electricity is passes through that particular conductor, and it will damage your electrical tool. So electric hand tool that are old, damaged or misuse maybe have a damaged insulations inside. If the tool is it is damaged, or it is old, or you can misuse it, in that it may also damage the insulated insulation. This damage will occur. When this kind of damage will occur, we are not properly using that particular tool, then that insulation damage will occur. So when the insulator or a cable is damaged, then immediately you can replace it. Okay, the tools or other equipment, you will receive a shock. Damage the insulation. If the insulation, in what cases the insulators are damaged? When a flexible extension cord is damaged, it should be removed from the service and replaced immediately. So don't do like this. The cello tapeலாம் போட்டு அடிச்சு அதை திருப்பி திருப்பி யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. But if it is not properly tapped, then some electrical current will passes in your body. that will affect your entire body structures. Most method of repairing an extension cord do not maintain the original integrity of the insulation. Okay, insulation tape mattum pathadu. So this flexible extension cord has damaged to the outer insulation, expose the inner wire. So inner wire என்ன இருக்கு, outer expose ஆயிருக்கு. The inner wire have also received damage to the insulation. Never use this kind of the cord. Okay, when using the flexible extension cord, don't tie that cord like this. So don't hang this cord with the nail. Okay, and don't the fold it in the conductor media, and don't hang or drop the electrical cord on a conductive object. If anything it's happened in the, because it is a metal, if anything it's happened in the insulator, if suppose we are not using that equipment properly, then what happened, the insulation cable will remove. Then that if it is removed in that area, in this particular area, then the current will passes through this conductor, this iron rod, and this iron rod is this is in a constructions of the building, so whole building will be damaged, our property will be spoiled. Okay, so don't do like this. The cables are not too tight with the nail, then a nail, and run the cord through the area that may have a shape of edges that can damage the cord. Edgesல வந்து pass பண்ணக்கூடாது, then conductive objectல pass ஆகக்கூடாது. So this three you can make it sure that to passing the cord. Okay, do not run the extension cord through the windows. If we use this cord is inserted under the door, then suppose I am not aware of that, I can remove that, open the door. Suppose the door having some of the nail pointeds and sharp edges, then this spoil your cord. So in that cases, the hazard may, the electricity will passes through our body. Okay, which will damage your cable. When the cord is pinched or cut, damage may occur to the inner wire without indicating on the outside. So internal part alone it is defected, it is not shown in the outside. The cable is not shown as a it's open, the cable is also it's okay, but internally some wire will cut while doing like this type of connections. In order to prevent the too much of electrical current in the circuit breaker is used, or the fuse is used. In our electrical supply in our home, we use a fuse. If excess voltage or the current has come, then the fuse will open. Okay, if your fuse rod, the wire thickness is more thickness, then the fuse is not what is the purpose of the fuse means, if any extra current or voltages is passes in the circuit board, the fuse is open, and which not to permit allowed to go for other circuit, other places. So here itself it is stopped. Okay, therefore we are using a very thin wire for the fuses. Okay, if the breakers or the fuses are too big for the wire, they are supposed to protect, and overload in the circuit will not be detected. Overloaded will not to be detected. So don't use a breaker or a fuses or too bigger. If it is too bigger, then which will not be detect the current, excess current. Overloading leads to overheating. If it is not detected means overheat will occur in the circuit component, then it may causes the fire. So never overloaded an outlet by plugging too many cords into the same port. So in this port, many number of the wires are there. This is also in a wrong connection. Too much of current will be plugged in the single area. That will also create a problem. Okay, so don't use a power strip or a drift productions on the construction site. You can use a ground fault circuit interrupted for the construction site. In the home only we are using the power strips. Okay, in this type of power strip which is not used in the construction site. In construction site we are using GFCI, that is nothing but a ground fault current interrupt. Okay, how the tools or damaged tool and equipment, don't use a faulty tool or the equipment which will spoil your life, and conductor may energize the tool, and when you use it, the electrical current may passes through you. So be careful on that. Before using any kind of the tool, you can supervise. You take a time to supervise it, whether the equipment is well, there is no damage at all, it is pakka functional, it is working, then only you can work on it. Okay, so the double insulation in some of the board, we see, we already seen that this type of the symbol, what it shows, it is double time, it is shielded, so it is more precautions will be taken. There's a warning. So double insulated tools are labeled like this. It will be a marked double insulated. It will have the following symbols. Whenever the possible to use a double insulated tool, these tools are designed with a greater level of safety for the user. In this picture, the outside cases is a plastic and keep the worker insulated from the electrical part. So the equipment is fully closed with the plastic cabin, and after that this shield, this nameplate will be there. If the nameplate is like this, then it is protected, more protections, or it is double insulated is there, so more precautions it will be taken, and is already taken. So in the wet conditions, what happens means, if the environment is wet, it's in the rainy season, don't work in the humidity conditions. Okay, it will create it is a more risk while working in the open space and humidity conditions. Damaged insulator, which increases the hazard. Anyone is working with the electricity in a damp or wet or a humidity environment need to exercise extra cautions to prevent the injury. So from a overhead power line, use unsafe distance. So if you are working a power line, then you can maintain with some distance. Survey the site of overhead power surveying, or to store some of the material under the power line. So in that cases, you can maintain a certain distance, or otherwise it create a problem. Employee can become seriously injured or even a skill when you moved near to the power line. Okay, so in the power line, the excess of the voltage will deliver. Always make sure you maintain a safe distance from the power line, especially when working with the ladder or power industry truck. So overhead power lines, how much distance we will maintain it? 10 feet of distance from the tool or equipment from the overhead power line. So power lines, it's a greater than, power line greater than 50 kilowatt, then required a greater distance. If it is 50 kilowatt, then greater distance, more than 10 feet, it's to be necessary. Stock and electrical cautions occur whether the physical battery or not in the place to prevent contact with the wire. Okay. So similar electrical assortment taking. Oh, if it is in a tunnel area, it's also you can maintain tunnel area and damp, and then work platforms with the conductor, with the overhead wires and all. You take a precautions on that. Unsafe distance means when underground facilities are exposed, they shall, the telephone wires and waters, electrical gases, they shall be protected as necessary to avoid the damage. Okay, when multiple cables is exits in the tunnel, the cable to be worked on shall be identified by electrical means, unless it identified it's obviously by the reason of distinct appearance. If the cables are the separate one, it is not to be closed with other, it is not to joined. So these are the distinct measure you can take it into account to putting the cable in the same area. இப்ப அண்டர்லைன்ல வந்து போட்டிருப்பாங்க, ஒரே இடத்துல பவர் கேபிளும் போகும், டெலிஃபோன் வயர்ஸும் போகும், எல்லாமே வந்து கிரவுண்ட்ல வந்து லேயிங் பண்ணுவாங்க. அந்த லேயிங் பண்ணும்போது ப்ராப்பரா இருக்கா அப்படிங்கறத பார்க்கணும். ஏதாவது ஓப்பனிங்ல 2 கேபிளுமே இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா அது ஸ்பாயில் ஆகும். ஸோ இது வந்து என்னன்னா கேபிளை ஸ்பாயில் பண்ணாது. The equipment will get spoiled before cutting into the cable or opening the splices. The cable shall be identified and verified to the proper cable. Okay, so here this is in a power station. Support overhead. Maintain a safe distance between support and overhead power lines. Contact the power company and have a power shut off to those lines while working near them. If that it's not possible, have your power company insulate the line. Always maintain a minimum safe distance of 10 feet from the line. Okay, these are the working of power line, under a power line. For preventing the accident, a willing positive attitude towards the safe in the working place will be help a safer environment. You must recognize the potential hazards around you and make every effort to avoid reduce the hazards. So this person is wearing the cat and the wear the dresses and installations, the dress codes and everything. It's properly using the so bandaging, the electrical accidents can be extremely dangerous and often result in the serious injury or a death. Okay, so when working in the electricity, always consider some of the safety precautions. So first one is personal protective equipment. And the next one is like this, the band-aid and wearing some of the coat and wear the hat. These are the personal protective equipment. Use proper grounding and use properly sized circuit breaker, properly use a circuit breaker, ground live electrical part, use proper flexible cords. Okay, inspect the tool before using it. Here are more safety precautions when working with around electricity. That is ground fault circuit interrupt or used. Have the utility company de-energized overhead power line and ground the lines. Lock out, tag out, close electrical panel and separate the two bullets. Use a proper grounding. Use a proper cheesed circuit breakers. So in this area or in this environment, we need to safeguard ourselves first while working under this the high power. So this is called as a personal protective equipment, can be used for additional measures of safety, which includes the hard hat. So the hat, என்ன சொல்ற கேப், then a rubber or insulating gloves யூஸ் இருக்கு. This gloves are made up of insulating material like a rubber and rated electrical hazard at a work site and insulating cloth. Okay, never use damaged personal protective எக்யூப்மெண்ட்ஸ். ஓகே, இது ஏற்கனவே டேமேஜா இருக்குன்னா அதை யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது, டேமேஜ் இல்லாதது யூஸ் பண்ணணும். தென் யூஸ் த ப்ராப்பர் ரப்பர் இன்சுலேட்டிங் gloves. Make sure that the gloves is fit properly. Make sure the gloves rating is matches with the work to be the performance. So what type of how much voltage you are working or related with that, you can choose your gloves. Not all gloves can be used to prevent the electrical shock in all the ranges. When performing the work that may bring you in contact with electrical energy, you should use a appropriate rubber insulating gloves. Okay, this is a hat, hard hat, offer protection so you do not contact electrical current with your head. Be sure to use the appropriate rating of a hard hat. So you can selecting itself, you want to know that how much under in what circumstances we can use this type of the precaution PPE. And inspect the tool before using the tool. You can inspect the tool So if any crack is there or damaged insulation, broken ground, what are the things you have to notice before using the tool? Check with the crack, damaged insulation, broken ground pin, frayed line cords, then loose part, any other damages is available. Then after verifications only, you go for the next step. As an everyday routine at work or a home, before using any electrical tools to the extension, you can check all these kind of part. Okay, ground fault circuit interrupt, that is nothing but these are the devices we can use to for ground fault circuit interrupt, which is nothing but which is not these are the things is used for construction site. It is not used in the home. If it is a permanently usage, then you can use a plug point. If it is rarely used, then in that cases we can use this kind of the grounded fault circuit interrupted. Okay, so if it is the voltage is 120 volt and the ampere is 15 to 20, then you can use a ground fault circuit interrupt. This is a model of GFCI. It is a fast acting circuit breaker. It sends a small imbalanced in the circuit causes by the current leakage to the ground. Okay, this is another type of the GFCI. So just to press the button marker, then test, and it will trip the devices. No electricity will passes, and then reset it. So lockout and tag out means using a lockout tag out program. It's another way to keep the workers safe when working with electricity. Okay, if the tag is handled in this handle, the tag is hanging, then which will notice that don't open it, don't operate it, because it is very dangerous one. In that cases, we can use a lockout tag out um, uh, tag. So this is called as a tag. Tag is hanging in the handle. Okay, while seeing that, you can take more precautions while opening on it. In the case, because of before opening this handle, the door, you check whether the supply is off or not. Okay, so for that only, for the precautions given to the worker, in a few places they hanged like this type of tag. So this is also a dangerous tag. Don't operate it, which will give the intimation to the authorized and unauthorized person. Okay. So which employees should be trained, and is it the same training? The employees are trained so that they can understand the purpose and functioning of the employer's energy control program, and so that the employee acquire that the knowledge and skill necessary for the safe application, usually and removed of the energy control. So this kind of the practice is to be needed for all employees which will under the electrical oriented process. But all other persons should know about these are the basic things to prevent ourselves from the electrical hazards. So how many number of the employees are there? Authorized employee, affected employee, and other employees. Okay, authorized employee should know about the workplaces and methodology, how it's to be isolated from the energy. So these are the things they should know. Affected employee means must receive the training on the purpose and use of energy control procedures. And other employee must be the instructed about the procedures and about the prohibitions related to the attempts to restart or re-energize the machines or equipment that are logged or tagged out. Okay, so this is a knowledge check of what we discussed in the past 1 hour. Here the consolidated is given. Only we have a 7 questions. So what is electricity? Electricity is the movement of free electrons between the atom. So electrocution It means killed by the electrical shock. Due to the electrical shock, the person is killed. Then it is called as electrocution. Then the third one is arc flash or a arc blast. Can reaches the maximum temperature up to 350 Fahrenheit. It is a false one. Below this, because 3500 Fahrenheit only, the temperature is 3500 Fahrenheit. Okay, which gauge of the wire will carry the most of the current? The 00. It's a lower the wire gauge number, the more current it can carry. What does the ground fault circuit interrupter? So it stands for ground fault circuit interrupter. Which of the following is a safe practice? Keeping a cord away from the heat, oil, and sharp edges is a safety one. Who is the responsible for ensuring that the overhead power lines are de-energized? Employer is the employer having all responsibility for ensuring that overhead power lines are de-energized. So I have some videos. Just a minute. I have an video. Now I want to play that video. It is a high voltage line. It is very dangerous working under this. So in that time, we can use a PPE, personal safety equipments. So here we need electrical safety. Few minutes. I have one more video. Okay, thank you. Thank you for listening this 1 hour of time period. So I think that which will be helpful for everyone to know about how the important is we have to give for working under electricity. Okay, thank you all.